Assalamualaikum and good morning, class. So today we are discussing on chapter 7, picking for competition. So in this topic, you will get familiar with two words, two important words, which is picking and tapering. Okay, so picking means a part of a training program whereby you start with the lower loads during your training program. Over the training program, you increase exercise load or training load or training volume until you reach your peak performance. That what is meant by peaking. So, second word, uh, tapering is referring to a period di mana you reduce your training load, okay, in order to give your body time to relax, to recover, uh, whereby at the end of the tapering period, you want to remove the fatigue that developed during training. At the same time, you maintain performance or fitness level so that you can perform and during the competition day. Okay, one of the requirement to win for any competition is a good preparation in terms of physiological and anatomical adaptation during the training program, whereby you increase your performance, your fitness level right before the competition day. Okay, that is very important to make sure that you are at your maximum limit so that you can what to call uh, when you are in the competition you can exert as much as possible your strength, your power, your endurance. Hopefully you can win the competition. Okay, any kind of competition, sama ada climate punya competition or non-climate competition. Climate competition or games, for example, like fighting, uh, wrestling. Okay, non-climate competition, for example, tennis, football. Okay, maksudnya sukan yang tidak memerlukan explosive power. Uh, okay, macam climate games with climate uh, we need to for example punch our opponent as much as possible in order to make him or her fall down. Okay, if you refer to the second point, it does mention having your training session specifically built up in intensity is referred to as peaking. You need to say you start your training from baseline and then you increase training intensity ataupun training volume or training load until you reach your maximum level. Okay. If you see point number 4, yes, we are not a robot, so we cannot start the training program during the first day at 100% intensity. Cannot. Meaning to say, katalah you punya one repetition maximum load yang you boleh angkat adalah 50 kilogram. Then you cannot simply start with 50 kilo. Dia ada dia punya propose timetable. For example, you can start first with 50% of your 1 RM. Okay, maksudnya kalau you punya maximum load yang boleh angkat adalah 50 kilogram, then you have to start with 25 kilogram. So, the load increment tu akan berlakulah during the training program until you can exceed 1 RM tadi tu. Yang 50 kilogram tu mungkin you boleh increase up to 20%. So Meaning to say, kalau you start terus dengan load yang tinggi, dia akan lead kepada fatigue, and then dia akan menyebabkan uh, injury, muscle injury for example. And possibly performance tu tak boleh nak achieve. Okay, that's why kita perlukan these two training period, which is peaking and tapering. So peaking you practice until you reach the maximum level, and then at the same time you need tapering. Tapering means you reduce the load of the training, you allow your body to recover, and then allow for body untuk adapt and repair. So bila these two comes together, dia akan make sure your performance at the highest. Okay, this is an example I've taken from this paper. Okay, you can refer if you like. This one dia untuk increasekan strength. So, kalau you tengok dekat sini, dia punya one repetition maximum dia tak mention lah. Okay, so training program untuk strength training ni dia depend on one repetition percentage of one repetition maximum. So dia start dengan 50% of RM, then after certain period of time dia increase to 60% until after kalau you tengok dekat sini stage ke-6 barulah dia punya load tu bersamaan dengan initial one repetition maximum. Okay, so first 5 stages ni dia allow you punya badan or muscle untuk adapt, untuk biasa dengan load tu. Sehinggalah kalau you tengok stage 7 and 8, you increase the load beyond your maximum capacity. So stage 7 and 8 ni hopefully you are able to to lift up the load. Kalau you start terus dengan 100, I don't think you can kalau you start terus dengan katalah stage 6, so I don't think you punya body can have the ability untuk increase ataupun angkat the load. Okay. So during training session towards the peaking, usually kalau kita tak ikut the proper punya training program, dia akan result in burnout, fatigue, and also injury. Okay, so we have to have what to call recovery time period, which is happen during tapering. Okay, kalau kita training very near to an event, biasanya tubuh kita ni akan penat, fatigue, and then kita tak ada masa yang cukup untuk biarkan tubuh kita relax, recover from the heavy training, and also untuk betul-betul at the optimal fitness level. So that's why kalau you tengok in this slide, dia ada mention about the time period for tapering to make sure fatigue yang terbentuk semasa training tu betul-betul dah tak ada, supaya you are good enough during competition day. Okay, point number 3, dia mention actually tapering ni dia spesifik kepada type of sport. Okay, dekat situ dia bagi 2 example of sport, different sport. Satu middle distance running and also marathon running. Maksudnya training volume yang kita perlu kurangkan tu sepatutnya tak boleh samalah. Okay, dia perlu spesifik kepada type of sport that involved. Kalau if let's say you apply the same reduction in training program untuk those two sport, so it's not good, it's not proper, sebab middle distance runner ni dia punya jarak tu half of full marathon. So dia sepatutnya untuk kita kurangkan training load semasa tapering tu, dia kena berdasarkan percentage tertentu. So I will show you in the next slide the percentage of reduction of training program. Okay, another things that we have to consider during tapering is proper time period for tapering. If tapering tu terlalu lama, dia akan leads kepada atlet punya body tu dalam full recovery mode. Meaning to say, dia punya body tu not at the optimal level during the event. So we have to have a proper period of tapering. It's again depend on that particular sport, so that the athlete can perform at their best during competition day. Okay, this is the definition of taper, or you can call it tapering as well. Okay, it is a structured reduction in training load. Okay, we structured, sebab tu dia sebut structured. Mungkin kita boleh kurangkan training load tu in terms of percentage. Dia ada linear reduction, dia ada step reduction, dia ada fast and slow decay reduction. So we can choose either one. Usually jenis linear and step reduction are the commonly used by coach for during the training. Okay, point number one, taper ni we reduce the training load. Okay, and why? Sebab kita nak remove acute and fatigue. Okay, so during the training session, of course, tubuh kita akan penat. So we need to have a certain period of time to allow the fatigue get away, so that kita tak penat during competition day. And when we got recovery time, of course kita allow kita punya body untuk adapt dari segi fisiologi dan psikologi. Okay. So by having this stage tapering, we are making sure that our athlete at their best performance ataupun at the best fitness level during the competition day. Alright, okay, there are 4 types of tapering, but commonly used are progressive and step tapering. Okay, kalau progressive ni ataupun another term kita panggil dia linear tapering, which is we reduce training load tu by percentage at a small percentage lah. For example, 5 to 10% reduction of training load over certain period of time. Kalau step taper, biasanya dia secara mengejut lah. For example, we reduce 50% of training volume or training load for 1 week after we having heavy training for that particular program. Okay, now we move to importance of taper. Okay, number one, this is referring to the taper itself, which is reduce your mileage. Dekat sini refer kepada training volume or training loads over the taper period. Okay, and then general guideline untuk kita kurangkan training load biasanya 15 to 20% per week. 15 to 20% per week. Okay, number two is to maintain the intensity of your key workout or the athlete workout. The idea of tapering is to maintain the intensity. Kita nak maintainkan atau of course dia punya during the tapering dia punya intensity uh, semakin berkurang. Okay, but then dia punya intensity still at the range of very important to maintain the fitness level of the athlete. So during tapering, we are not increasing the load or training volume. Okay, we want to make sure that during tapering period, we are uh, uh, as if uh, performing type of exercise. For example, kat sini dia bagi running, like during the rest day. So during rest day, biasanya we have a certain pace, okay, and usually something yang akan berlaku secara automatic when for example during rest running, for example, you tend to increase your speed, okay, that's under influence of environment, your determination, your motivation, you will, you know, perform beyond your capacity sometimes in order to win the race during the competition. However, even though kalau you involve dalam long distance run, it's not uh, menjadi kesalahan kalau you try to incorporate contohnya running pace in your training. Okay, dekat sini dia mention 2 to 3 running pace per week. So maksudnya you of course lah during running long distance running, you have to you need certain you will certain at certain time run. You increase your pace, of course lah, in order to win the competition. So, if you look at the point number four, okay, if you are involved in half marathon, so it is recommended for you to increase your pace, running pace, at the last 4 to 5 kilometer of the run. So that's why you have to includekan apa ni running pace dalam you punya training. So that you akan familiarize your body during the competition. Kalau tak, kalau you betul-betul push during the competition day, then you will get tired easily. Point number three, save your extra energy. Yes, during the tapering, since we are reducing the training load, so automatically we can save our energy, that very useful during competition day. You can during the tapering period, we can try something new. For example, doing yoga ataupun massage, for example, which is give your body relax. Okay, don't be too enthusiastic in trying, for example, a new or faster pace during your training program. So be patient. You can save your energy and use all your energy during the competition day. So it worth for you to give the best performance during the competition day. So I don't think kalau you training gila-gila, kalau atlet itu training gila-gila and then during competition day dia penat, so dia chances nak win the game will be lower. Okay, instead of yoga, you can try a massage. Okay, reward your body after having heavy training, but make sure the massage should not be 4 to 5 days before competition. Okay, uh, sometimes massage ni can give you injury. Okay, ialah the therapist sometimes over squeezing your muscle that can affect your muscle. And then during tapering also sometimes athlete ni dia ada perasaan niggle experience. Okay, uh, dia rasa macam discomfort and also apa ni, feeling of anxiety. Okay, so at this stage the athlete need to tackle that feeling. Usually there will be, for example, the person in charge, for example, the one uh, good at psychology, give the motivation to the athlete so that the athlete uh, feel comfortable, and the feeling of anxiety will not affect him or her during the competition day. Okay, this slide and next to slide just give you the idea what activities take place during the periodization training. Okay, which is a pre-season phase of competition, and in season and also off season. Okay, usually pre-season, maybe this one just repetition, just recall back what we have learned before. So during pre-season phase, biasanya kita akan training lah. Okay, and the training usually there are several phase of training, several types of training. Usually we start first with a general uh, uh, training. Okay, where we focus on uh, developing the basis of fundamental aspect of the sport. For example, kita target untuk aerobic capacity, kita target untuk endurance, kita target untuk strength and so on. Okay, that's why dia punya period is the longest out of uh, uh, these three phase. Okay, and then during pre-season, biasanya kalau you still remember what we learn during periodization training program, biasanya kita akan divide training block, okay, training session tu kepada blok-blok tertentu. So during the block, you biasanya you play around with the training variable. You increase the training load, for example, you increase uh, load intensity. So depend on block plan, training plan you design. Biasanya kita ada lah untuk particular sport, kita ada plan untuk increase dia punya strength, power, endurance. So within that particular block, kita ada dia punya microcycle untuk increasekan dia punya level of, for example, kalau dia nak increasekan endurance, dia tak boleh nak straight kepada highest training volume. So dia start first dengan for example jogging 3 kilometer and then 5 kilometer. So dia punya training load tu increase over time. So bila dah settle endurance, then next training block is for strength. Okay, and then followed by power training and so on. Okay. Alright, the next phase is in season ataupun competition phase. So during this phase, okay, this phase boleh jadi pendek ataupun lama, uh, where it depends on type of sport ataupun competition. For example, if tennis, dia punya tournament berlangsung selama 2 ke 4 minggu. Kalau netball, up to 6 months period. So depends. And during competition phase, biasanya coach dia lebihkan kepada tactical and strategy. Walau bagaimanapun still dia akan buat training untuk maintainkan skill and fitness level. Okay. And of course, training volume during this stage biasanya low, decrease over the period, and then biasanya dia akan ada waktu 2 ke 3 hari sebelum the next match bermula. Okay, the last phase is off season, which is time for the athlete to get rest and recover from any injury. Okay, biasanya during this period no training at all. Okay, time to biasanya kalau you still remember notes I've shared with you last week, where biasanya off season ni berlaku end of year and early of year. So coincidence with New Year and also Christmas holiday. Okay, next we move to identifying picking. Okay, how we are confident that our athlete is at the highest level of fitness ataupun highest level of performance. So one of the criteria to make sure that our athlete get the training effect, we have to make sure that training and rest are planned systematically. Meaning to say, dalam training ni kita tak boleh continuously train kita punya athlete non-stop. So in between, for example, kalau kita during mesocycle we have many plans. Satu untuk endurance, strength, power training and so on. So we have to have rest in between. The reason is we want to allow kita punya tubuh ni untuk relax, to repair and adapt with the challenge that we provided before. Kalau kita tak ada masa yang rest time yang cukup, tubuh kita tak boleh nak adapt and then produce the new adaptation. Kalau we keep on training, tubuh kita akan penat. So bila penat, tubuh kita tak boleh nak properly adapt with that. Okay. So a proper combination of training and rest is very important. Kalau salah planning, so dia akan tidak meningkatkan fitness level of the athlete. And usually after peaking, it is followed by tapering. Okay, tapering ni dia akan optimisekan body adaptation tadi. Okay, maksudnya dia akan maintainkan kita punya fitness level, at the same time dia akan remove fatigue yang develop semasa training. Okay, and then tapering is subjective, depend on individual. Younger athlete biasanya dia akan ambil less time. Okay, and then older athlete up to 3 weeks. Okay, during the tapering phase. Okay. Okay, now we move to importance of identifying uh, picking. Sorry, not picking. It's a tapering, wrong labeling there. So there are two important things that you can do during tapering. Okay, usually during this period, since uh, you got more time, usually athletes tend to do something that are not related to sport. Okay, for example, kalau footballer dia akan play something yang not related lah. For example here, frisbee. But we have to remember, any sport uh, that you play, you are exposed to uh, any accident. Okay, so use this time, okay, to get enough rest. Okay, save your energy. Use the energy during the competition day. Usually, this time during tapering, it is good to prepare your mental. Okay, because during the competition day, people usually will, for example, kalau you tengok tadi dia panggil niggle, the feeling of discomfort. Okay, feeling of discomfort, you feel anxiety, you feel other competitor ataupun opponent uh, are more better than us. So use this time to prepare your mental, and then get a good motivation from a motivator. And then second one, we have to take care on the nutrition intake. Proper nutrition is very important, since kita punya body repair and adaptation depend on the nutrition. Okay, and make sure you consume sufficient amount of water, 3 to 4 liters a day, which is very helpful for body repair. Okay, okay. In the next two slide, uh, it is on maintaining a peak of an athlete. So these are list of action or activities you can do in order to maintain your fitness level. Okay, uh, like the first one. Okay, you can do anything. Okay, few days before the competition, uh, usually something that not related to your competition preparation. For example, you play frisbee or swimming, and etc. Okay, and, and number two, you should recover. You should fully recover for the next day training, or more importantly, for the next day competition. You have to make sure you are fully, okay, fully recovered. Okay, kalau you buat warm up period, uh, so you cannot uh, let your body fatigue from the activity. Okay, and then make sure you got a sufficient amount of water to prevent from dehydration. Next is to take a balanced meal. Okay, follow the proper nutrition schedule, because food can affect your performance during competition day. Next, you can prepare your mental, okay, and also discuss about the pre competition strategies in order to win the games. Other than that, I think you can go through by yourself. For example, try to manage the stress properly. For example, having time with family, get social liaising with your mates, and so on. Okay. It does mention here about relaxation technique. Okay, proper. There are techniques on performing relaxation, so this will help you to be more calm approaching the competition day. And the last one, stay positive and focus on the task at hand. Okay, I think that's all for this topic, picking on the competition. If you have any question and you are not clear about this, please come and see me. Okay, bye.